In this point, the server makes a common mistake that recreational players make often that leads to him losing the point. Now, this video is courtesy of The Hendy. It's a tennis league down in Atlanta, Georgia. Make sure you subscribe to their awesome YouTube channel. I've put their link in the description below. So let's watch this point, and then we'll analyze it.
Good get.
Now, before we get to what led to the server losing this point, I actually want to talk to him about his serve. So let's look at the server's toss timing. A toss timing is when you put the ball at the top of the head and you put a timer down and you see how long it takes for the ball to be struck from this point. Now, when it comes to the recommendation, you really want to be anywhere from 0.6 to 0.9 seconds. That's the range of acceptability when it comes to your toss timing. So we put the ball at the top of his head. We've got it right now. We put the timer down. Let's go to 0.6. So there's 0.6 right there, right? So nowhere to be found, the ball, right? Because the toss is so high. And now we get to 0.9. So now we're outside of the range. And then we actually see that his toss timing is 1.23 seconds, way outside of the recommended toss timer. So here's the problem with this. When you toss super high, what ends up happening is you have to use an inefficient motion because an efficient service motion doesn't take very long. By tossing this high, you'll actually see that his racket wraps around his neck. And you can see that. The racket actually wraps around to the left shoulder, basically. So he can't step on the gas right now. And this really hurts his racket speed, his ability to serve fast, his ability to curve the ball. So I would recommend to the server that and this is actually Alan serving, I'd say, Alan, you've got to toss much lower. That way you can actually just knock the birthday hat off, circle around, and hit the ball. Let's look at some pros and compare the service toss timers to Alan. Here's J.J. Wolf at Indian Wells playing Bautista Agut. Ball at the top of the head. Put the timer down. Let's see how long it takes for him to contact the ball from this point. Remember, Allen was at 1.23. So pretty amazing, right? 0.65. Here's Taylor Fritz. And right there, ball's at the top of the head. Put the timer down. Let's see how long it takes for him to contact the ball from this point. 0.78. We've got Roger. Ball at the top of the head. Put the timer down. 0.83. And last but certainly not least, Kyrgios. So we'll go right there. Ball at the top of the head. It could be anywhere from like the nose to the top of the head. Put the timer down. Let's see how long it takes. 0.68. See, when you toss the ball super high, you can't use an efficient motion. If you look at Kyrgios, he has this super efficient motion to the ball. Knocks off the birthday hat, circles around to contact. If you toss really high and the ball goes way up in the air, once you get to here, you got to waste time. And then try to step on the gas again. It really hurts your ability to serve fast, accurately, and with spin. So my first piece of advice to Alan would be just to toss slower. The way to toss lower is to toss slower. The ball can only go the speed of your arm, right? So I would tell Alan that his left arm goes up faster than Kyrgios's. His left arm goes up faster than Federer's and Taylor Fritz, right? Because the ball's going up higher. So if Alan just tossed slower, then he could just knock the birthday hat off, circle around, and hit the ball, and he would serve faster, have a more consistent toss, and his serve would improve. So let's go to the finishing shot, the very end here. So he hits a short ball that brings the opponent in. It's this ball right here. This is a common mistake that recreational players make that you must avoid. The ball is going to land very close to the baseline. We can zoom in and we can see that the ball actually lands just in front of the baseline. You can see a little bit of clay move onto the line. And so the ball lands in. So he correctly calls it in. He's like, dang, he puts his hand out flat, right? So he does the signal for flat on the line. And then he bends over like, dang it, you've got to be kidding me. But then he compliments the opponent saying good shot, which it was, or good get, which it was. But really, this should not have been a point-ending shot. Allen's mistake is he wanted to see if the ball was in before deciding if he was going to hit the ball or not. That's a mistake, and that's a mistake you don't see with the pros. The pros will hit the ball no matter what, and then the ball is decided in or out by the lines judge. Now, what Allen will do is just hit the ball on the rise. He'll hit the ball will go over the net, then he would call it out if the ball were out. Now, in this case, the ball wasn't out, so he would just continue playing. A lot of players think they have to call it out before hitting. You don't. You don't have to call the ball out before hitting. Otherwise, you'd never be able to hit a ball on the rise. So in this scenario, Allen hit the ball on the rise. If it's in, you played it. And if it's out, just call it out. If you want to learn the exact same strategies that the pros are using to help them win more matches, then check out the Singles Playbook by Fuzzy Yellow Balls. Over 50 pages of strategy after strategy, all based on the style of opponent you play against. Simply put your phone or tablet up over the QR code, and up pops a short video from Will Hamilton over at Fuzzy Yellow Balls showing you how to use each strategy. To get it, simply use my link. It's in the description. I'm also going to pin it in the first comment. And if you're looking for people in your local area to play matches against or practice with, maybe you want to find a local league at your level, or maybe you want to find a coach who's close to you who can help you with your game, then use my link for PlayYourCourt. And it's playyourcourt.com/2-minute-tennis. When you use my link to sign up, you get 50% off. When your opponent hits the ball close to the line, take it on the rise, then call it out. What you don't want is to either force yourself to kind of cheat. And I'm not saying Allen would ever do that because he didn't. He could have easily called that ball out if he wanted to. It was close enough. So of course he's not a cheater, which is great. But you don't want to put yourself in that situation where the only way to win the point is to call it out, even if it's in. If the ball is close to the line, take it on the rise. If it's in, good thing you played it. If it's out, good thing you played it anyway, but you can just simply call it out. You do this, there's no doubt. You're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. Allen, you got this.